Hola chicos, ¿qué tal personitas? Soy Sang, bienvenidos al capítulo número 10 de VAMPYR. Ahora vamos a continuar a ver si nos lo acabamos ya. Ya creo que nos debe quedar bastante poco, porque madre mía, desde junio, desde principios de junio básicamente, de que salió, ya llevo jugándole un mundo terminar, estoy hartando un poco, así que vamos a ver si nos lo acabamos ya.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Are you all right? I heard the hospital has been attacked.
I was sleeping when it happened, so don't know much. I heard Dr. Swansea disappeared after the attack. That's all I know.
Oh, Dios.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Aykroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Aykroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Vale.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Aykroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Okay. Vale, pero es que aquí no sé cómo mirar lo de la pista. No creo que los métodos de medicina moderna, vale.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Are you all right? I heard the hospital had been attacked.
For now, we have to keep on looking after our patients. But we won't be able to do so for long without an administrator.
Has Dr. Swansea really gone?
Yes, this place is turning into a joke. A sad joke indeed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. It's locked, all right. Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar?
Carta de aviso. Nota para el doctor Swansea. Vamos a ver qué dice. Escrito de Edgar, esa nota nos fue al administrador de la José Navarro, mejor amigo. Desde nuestra discusión hace 2 días sobre el posible ascenso del estimado valor en el hombro, como cirujano jefe del grupo, acabo de llegar a la conclusión de que no beneficiarán a los actuales intereses del centro. No me malinterprete, estoy convencido de la total competencia de Ackroyd para un médico. Incluso me atrevería a reconocer que merece un ascenso, pero ahora no mientras todo lucha por mantener a raya la epidemia. Lo que ahora mismo necesitamos es una organización jerárquica bien indefinida. Evitar los seminarios secos frustrados derivados de un ascenso así. Necesitamos un cuerpo obediente y dedicado. Incluso me atrevería a añadir que también podría resultar una buena prueba de personalidad. A veces pienso que el Dr. Ackroyd es demasiado orgulloso, demasiado dispuesto a recibir el ascenso. Afrontar una negativa podría servir para analizar su capacidad para hacer frente a la frustración. Quería conocer mi opinión y aquí la tiene. Estaría más que dispuesto a tratar todos esos temas directamente con nuestro compañero, siempre que quiera que justifique mi posición ante su posible ascenso. Saludos cordiales, Corcoran River, Tibet. Y la nota de aviso que ponía ahí. No sé, la nota de aviso de comunes. Carta de aviso, aquí está. 25 de septiembre, solo se lleva en forma de localización social del título en torno al caso del Dr. Torrance Strickland y Harvey Fiddick. El señor Fiddick ha sido hospitalizado tras un grave accidente laboral. Podría perder para siempre la movilidad del brazo si no recibe el tratamiento adecuado. El Dr. Strickland asegura que un procedimiento quirúrgico podría salvar por completo el brazo del hombre, pero estoy seguro de que también podría limitar su funcionalidad drásticamente si surge alguna complicación. Nuestro joven compañero es un cirujano audaz y osado que podría llegar a ser un gran profesional con el tiempo, pero de momento carece de las habilidades necesarias para llevar a cabo un procedimiento tan arriesgado. ¿Acaso hace falta recordar los errores que cometió en el pasado? Dado que el Dr. Strickland se niega a escucharme, le aconsejo encarecidamente que le prohíba llevar a cabo un experimento así de peligroso. Todos mis respetos, Dr. Waverley Harrowit. Vaya nombres. Bueno, podríamos hablar con él. Carta de Rakesh Chagara. Estoy encantado de meditar la morgue temporal tan pronto como abra, pero ya le dije, fui médico durante la guerra y se me ha puesto a volver a servir a mi país. Soy consciente de que es muy diferente atender a pacientes vivos que muertos, pero creo que es importante recibir y brindar la mejor atención a otros difuntos también. Le garantizo que me esforzaré al máximo en el desempeño de mis nuevas funciones. Respecto a la cuestión de mi título, lamento no poder ofrecerle nada más valioso que mi palabra. Lo único que puedo hacer es prometerle que el regimiento me nombró médico durante la guerra y que salvé muchas vidas. Si mi palabra no es suficiente, puede ponerse en contacto con la administración militar para verificar mi experiencia y mis habilidades. Ellos confirmarán que, aun sin haber realizado estudios médicos, la guerra me enseñó lo que un auténtico profesional debe saber. Atentamente, Rakesh Chagara, antiguo médico. Ok. Supongo que ya no hay nada más. Vale.
Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Pues sí.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, alright. Este creo que le podía curar.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
Esta no. Esta
Do
creo
you
que no.
require my service?
I have no...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal.
Este sí.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
¿Por qué no puedo curarle, tío?
Goodbye.
Porque de un día para otro se le pasa la enfermedad. Madre mía. Vale, vámonos ya.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
No thanks, sir. Unless you're...
Goodbye, Mr.
Vale,
Blight.
pues han curado, parece, sí. Ahora tengo que seguir la sangre. Ahora está aquí. Vale, había que salir del hospital. Historia.
ultraviolet curtains and Ori calcium powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it, just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Geoffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father.
Va a ser complicado, ¿eh?
It hurts, doesn't it? Come on, Reed. Try something else.
No puedo.
True light will cleanse you. Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
Está claro que a la primera no lo iba a hacer. Ahora vuelvo.
Your pockets. Do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you.
Hostia.
You see,
Estoy hablando porque esto me acaba de salir un
no
doctor
one has claimed
matando
your
a
body,
gente.
sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
Te vas a acabar. A ver, una carta. Hola hermanita, ¿cómo va todo por la capital? Las cosas se están poniendo feas, parece que la gripe ha vuelto a atacar y tenemos muchos casos de infectados en el barrio. ¿Te acuerdas de la señorita Silvia? La arpía borracha de tercero murió hace 2 días y ya ocupamos su piso. Por Dios, ya tendrían que haberme dado... Tendrían que haberme una ingente cantidad de dinero para dormir en la cama de una mujer que acaba de morir a causa de la gripe. Siento no haber respondido antes a la última carta. Es entre cuidar al pequeño Paul. A mamá y a papá, el trabajo de la fábrica, apenas tengo tiempo para escribir a mi hermana favorita. Por cierto, un niño manda saludos a su tita Pipa. Tendrías que ver cómo ha crecido el mocoso, ya me está volviendo loca. Mamá dice que traigas un par de los pastelillos tan ricos, la posibilidad que vengas a casa. En tu última carta comentabas que habías pensado en dejar de trabajar en el hospital Pembroke. Una cosa te digo, y piénsatelo dos veces, en la fábrica siempre podrás encontrar trabajo, pero el salario es una basura, es más aburrido que un día sin un buen meneo. A todo esto tengo un nuevo prometido, no soy ninguna fulana. No me seas coñazo con tu principio. Lo que pasa es que si quieres admitir y hacer algo más útil que contar muertos cada mañana, podrás quedarte en Londres y no irte a esa banda de la que me hablaste. Se llamaba La Guardia del Pingüino o algo así. Nunca he oído hablar de ellos, pero si como dices una milicia que intenta hacer las cosas de forma diferente, quizá no sea tan mala opción. Procura que vayan otros delante siempre. Así murió mi pobre Billy en Francia, liderando demasiadas patrullas. Maldita guerra. Bueno, que vuelva pronto, infórmame de lo que hagas. Y tu grandiosa hermana, Lucy, Paul, papá y mamá. Entiendo. Vamos a hablar con este canalla.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, homebroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pork shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to take, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Milton Hooks.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Vamos allá.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chadana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people, I guess.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember. And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I'm not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chida.
No, Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Seguro.
Are you all right?
Unfortunately, violence can be a necessary evil, sir. I volunteered, joined the army to serve the Empire, sir. But attacking a hospital... shame.
What do you mean?
A hospital should be a safe place, sir. Like a temple. A temple of science.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidam. Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Pues ya estaría.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Bueno chicos, esta carta habla de Clay, ¿vale? Que es el principal personaje al cual nos dijo el juego que tenemos la opción de matarlo en ese momento o no. Pues aquí al lado de él acabo de encontrar una carta, así que vamos a leerla. Estoy harta de tus estupideces, Clay, ¿qué lo has hecho? ¿Por qué muere? Porque por los muelles no dejan de hablar de cómo me marea destripado un mocoso. ¿Cuántas veces tengo que decirte que cuentes hasta 20 antes de sacar la navaja? ¿Cómo esperas que el negocio vaya bien y la gente obedezca? Si lo primero que haces cuando alguien te planta cara es cargártelo. Ahora dicen que algunos de tus familiares se están buscando. Uno de ellos ha prometido acabar contigo. No vuelvas a casa esta noche. He visto un grupo de hombres patrullando por las calles. Deben de ser algún tipo de milicia comunista o algo así. Han enviado a arrestarte. Después de tu mensaje en un lugar seguro. Quizá podrías ir al hospital de alguna instancia. Haz algo útil por una vez en tu vida y comprueba si podríamos trasladar nuestro negocio a otra zona. Cuando la situación se calme, enviaré a alguien de la banda para que sepas que puedes volver. Edwina. Ok, vamos a ver qué nos cuenta. Es este hombre.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been
Este
my
hombre tiró al
lucky
principio,
charm.
si recordáis, a un
If
frío
I'd
al
had it
rey.
in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox. I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'd be surprised if you managed to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
A lucky charm. I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice, but when the really dirty business comes around.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Edwina was a tough bitch. I'm sure she died how she lived. No regrets. My wife always did what she wanted.
So you knew she had an affair while you were away?
What? Don't fucking talk to me like that. I don't want to have to show you my mean side.
Oh, I know exactly what kind of man you are, Mr. Cox. I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Ya estaría.
I feel sick.
Y vamos a aprovechar que hay una nueva conversación con Lady Ashbury para ver qué nos cuenta.
Elizabeth, I'm so happy to see you. I was so concerned.
Oh, Jonathan. I went to the docks. The place heaves with lurking scows and vampire hunters. So many corpses. I have not seen such misery in so long.
Indeed, we stand upon the precipice. Has the news reached you of Edgar Swansea?
No. I returned home but moments ago. What of him?
Your friend, the well-informed Lord Bridget, tells me the Guard of Prewan has assaulted Pembroke. I fear Edgar tops their bloody list.
Bridget. She is such a tragic figure. And yet, I sense deep inside, she has a delicate, fragile soul.
I had the impression you despised scouts, and now you find them delicate.
You have persuaded me, Jonathan. It has been a very long time indeed since anyone has changed my opinion of anything of note.
I was concerned for your safety. McCULLUM draws too close to you for my comfort.
Fear not. I've evaded the hunters for many a year, and I intend to stay far from their gases, flames, and spikes. Now, speak to me of Dawson.
I convinced Aloysius to embrace death as the ultimate gift of mortal life. I believe he found peace in the end.
The cost must have been heavy indeed. I am proud of you, my love.
Ascalon has defrocked me and threatens to hound me from the city. This was no doubt inevitable.
You did what you thought was right at the time. One can ask no more. The important task now at hand is to help poor Edgar.
Now I am assured of your safety. That is precisely my intention.
Good. Now go, my dear, and return with good news with the greatest haste.
Ya está, esa era la conversación que había ahora. Bueno, os comento. He ido a hablar con un doctor, el doctor Gafotas, y me ha dado la llave para subir a ese despacho después de proporcionarle un suero. Entonces estaba esta carta encima de su escritorio. Vamos a leer qué dice. Ese Beverley Hackroyd es el doctor con el que he hablado. Estimado doctor Sanz, a pesar de la actual urgencia de la situación sanitaria, debemos poner un caso reciente de falta de ética profesional dentro de Pembroke. La enfermera Pinner Brannagan ha sido declarada culpable de mala praxis y falta de ética innegable y por consiguiente culpable de poner en peligro a un paciente. Bajo ninguna circunstancia una enfermera debería diagnosticar y recetar sustancias medicamentosas sin informar al médico referente de su conclusión. Me conoce, Edgar, no me opongo a la iniciativa personal cuando es por el bien común, especialmente durante una crisis como la que vivimos, pero no podemos permitir que una enfermera realice un diagnóstico y decida el procedimiento que se va a aplicar a un paciente. Que el paciente en cuestión haya sobrevivido a la verdad es una circunstancia atenuante, simplemente significa que esta vez no estoy escodo la bala. Exijo la más estricta autoridad para este asunto. Recibo el testimonio de más alta consideración, doctor Mole Aqua. Pues la Granaban creo que es la vieja de las gafas.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
Promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Por eso.
Good evening, Doctor. How...
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
No se sabe por qué habla con él.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. But I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Vamos a por ello.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Waste of time with me.
aquí. Querida madre, cuando encuentres esta carta ya no estaré aquí. Quiero que sepa que no me marcho por usted. Dejo este mundo por no soportar el peso de la existencia puesta sobre mis hombros. Los dos tiempos que corren son demasiados para mí. A veces siento como si los brazos de Maujalad se hubiesen escrito para resonar en mi pobre corazón. Cuando el cielo bajo y glavido pesa como una losa sobre el gimiente espíritu preserva. Es tan hermoso como doloroso, madre, no puedo soportarlo más. No quiero que trate de convencerme sobre el deseo inevitable, pues volveré a intentarlo una otra vez si por la casualidad lograse salvarme de su hijo Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. And please, let me be.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
The world is bleak, but maybe the pain we feel is the best compass for making it a better place.
How can we repair the world, Dr. Reed, when mankind is the biggest problem? Yes, the world would be a much better place when we're gone.
I have to go now, sir.
Don't waste your time.
Good evening, Doctor.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening.
I'm okay.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I have to go now.
Bueno chicos, está aquí por Whitechapel, me he metido donde estaba la enfermera Dorothy Crane Vamos, lo que estaba aquí con un hombre en una mansión y que estaba arriba que se nos murió un enfermo, pues esa. Y acabo de ver que acabo de encontrar una carta que no encontré la vez que estuve aquí, entonces vamos a leerla. Querido Doroteo, cuando leas esta carta voy a estar en el barco que nos llevará a Anthony y a mí de vuelta a Brasov. En Inglaterra no era para nosotros y reconozco que anhelo volver a ver las olivosas columnas de Transilvania. Tan pronto como estemos ahí, te prometo que encerraré una vela en la iglesia negra y rezaré porque sobrevivas a esta terrible epidemia. Sé que no apruebas esta decisión y que consideras que será mucho más útil aquí para nuestros camaradas exiliados en el East Camp, pero Anthony necesita regresar a nuestra amada patria para que el tan ansiado brote de la revolución. Para ver el tan ansiado brote de la revolución. Es mi esposo y debo permanecer junto a él. Sé que tuvimos nuestras peleas y discusiones. Sé que te había gustado tenerme a tu lado para ayudarte en cuanto a clínica, pero ahora que me marcho de Inglaterra, ten por seguro que si te pasara algo, si te viera sin pensar algún grave problema o peligro, regresaría de inmediato a Londres con o sin Anthony. Por favor, piensa en mí lo mismo que pensaré yo en ti. Afectuosamente tu hermana Theodora. Ya está. Después de esta carta de su hermana, pues volvemos otra vez más adelante. Vamos a espiar aquí a dos hermanos que se cuentan. Uno de ellos pertenece a una banda criminal de aquí. Así vamos a ver.
So you only hurt people because you care about me? Is that it?
I've been such a brat. I'll do what I must to provide us with food and medicine that we need.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Give me patience. You again? What you...
Why is your relationship with your son so different?
Pues que su padre no son hermanos. Fail.
Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that?
Porque es un criminal.
If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected, and no one will ever dare touch him.
Goodbye.
Vamos a hablar con él.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter?
Sorry, no sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me. Okay. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day. I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. Look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody, frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
You and your father have a difficult relationship, Harry. Tell me, did he ever hurt you?
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even, but he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right. Like bullying him. I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I don't believe in miracles, but it seems the epidemic has been kept at bay for a few days.
Goodbye, young man.
Pues ya estaría.
Pain and suffering in this world.
You again?
Aunque de todas formas vamos a hablar con su padre a ver si nos cuenta algo nuevo.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Bueno, acabamos de subir a la habitación de Harry y ha encontrado esta carta de rechazo de su padre, a ver qué pone. Estimado señor Peterson, me envía informar de la imposibilidad de aceptar la solicitud por una prueba de trabajo en el astillero. Le agradecemos, no obstante, el tiempo dedicado a explicarnos la dificultad de su situación por su hijo enfermo y la desgracia perdida de su adorable esposa. Pero también debería informarle acerca de la política de nuestra compañía, que explícitamente rechaza el empleo de antiguos criminales o convictos. Sus desafortunados vínculos con los infames Boys, que es la banda a la que he dicho antes, que pertenecía, que no me acuerdo del nombre, han llegado hasta nuestros oídos. Vivimos tiempos difíciles, señor, y en Fitch and Harper siempre intentamos recompensar primero a los candidatos que superan la pequeña encuesta que planteamos en nuestros futuros empleados. Le compadezco profundamente y espero que hoy lo acompañe usted a su familia. Saludos cordiales, R.D. Harper.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Would it ease tensions with your father?
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Esto me lo encontré en la mesa de la habitación de Joe. Si alguna vez sospeché de que alguien se rompió, no traté de matarlo como otra prueba métodos. No tendría la mínima posibilidad en su lugar. Intentar ponernos en contacto conmigo y formar un cazador de capturas profesional. Estos hombres y mujeres no son demasiado comunes, pero saben lo que hay que hacer contra esto del diablo y las criaturas. Parece incluso que algunos de ellos colaboran bajo el nombre de la Guardia de Freeway, una organización paramilitar dedicada a la erradicación de los vampiros en que son vuestros amigos. No estoy solo. La solución está ahí, ser inteligente y difundir la palabra. Entiendo.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
No es fácil decir algo así, por lo que seré franco. No podemos continuar de este modo. Por lo menos ya no puedo continuar así. Si yo llegase a descubrir lo nuestro, su esposa con su mejor amigo lo destrozaría. Y después te mataría. Lo hemos pasado bien juntos, pero admitámoslo, jamás me convertiría en tu Jane Lewis. Lo sabes también como yo, así pues, esto se acaba aquí ahora. Se prueba mi decisión, estoy seguro de que con el tiempo hallaremos el modo de volver a ser felices. Tú, Joe y yo. Y así protegeremos la parte más importante de nuestra historia. Hasta este día, espero que me perdones. Por ahora, adiós, Jane Peterson.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Baron Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Espectacular, nene. A ver, no sé si ahora con este o con...
You again?
I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Ah, letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
15 chilena de mierda. Vale.
Fancy bar.
You never... Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I love. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harriet was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. But it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Yo no sé si estoy dándole la carta a amigo.
Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I like books.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Interesante. Bueno, esto lleva desde el episodio 2, por lo menos desde que entré al despacho. Y no lo he enseñado, así que os lo pongo por aquí. Para que le interese tampoco es un poco un saludo y ya está del doctor Swansea.
If you're so innocent, why does simple life burn you so much? Your poisonous bite is useless on me. I know. It hurts, doesn't it? Come on, Reed. Try something else.
Mira, así es más fácil.
If you're so innocent, why does simple life burn you so much? I'll take you down! True light will cleanse you! Freewood prevails! defender of this land will protect me. Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. True light will cleanse you! I know! It hurts, doesn't it? True light will cleanse you! I know! It hurts, doesn't it? True light will cleanse you! so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much? Close your eyes! I know! It hurts, doesn't it? Innocent. True light will cleanse you. Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
Ya está, crack. Y diréis, ¿cómo llega al nivel 27? ¿Por qué he tenido que matar? No se importa, pero es que no podía matar a este hombre.
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
Lo que digo, que he tenido que matar a un doctor, al negro este que habéis visto ya antes, que estaba cogiendo las cosas de los demás, que daba 5000 de experiencia, y al Clay este que dijo que su mujer era una zorra, que no quería a nadie y tal, y maldecía a todo el mundo. Pues he tenido que matar a esos dos para conseguir desbloquear cosas y subir de nivel, porque si no eres capaz de ganar a este hombre. En fin, me ha dejado de darme caza, tal vez sea un monstruo.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
We are Pre-Win. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCULLUM. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now, for there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll spare you, McCULLUM. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCULLUM. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
Interesante. Es que claro, pues si lo convierto en vampiro y se vuelve aún más fuerte de lo que ya es de por sí, me va a costar la vida matarlo. Mejor le perdono la vida y si tengo que encontrar pues que sea ya como estamos. En fin, voy a ver si puedo subir algo más de experiencia. Creo que lo que voy a subir de experiencia va a ser el abismo, ya que lo tengo el 1, no lo tengo, pero aquí le tengo el abismo. Tengo el 2. Está el 4, esto lo he puesto. Justo después de matar los 6.000 de experiencia lo he dedicado a esto. Y también a aumentar el daño por mordedura. Y este es abismo. Tengo el 2. La barrera de sangre ni la he tenido que usar, ni me acordaba ya de que la tenía. Pues creo que voy a subir el abismo al 13 porque quita una barbaridad. Me puede venir bien. Para próximos monstruos. Monstruos, enemigos, no tenéis por qué ser todo un monstruo, tío. Es que no era monstruo, McCULLUM. Ahora quita 950, Quita 230 más que antes. Mira, lo de daño por mordedura puedo subirlo más. Un 60% más de daño. Aumenta la absorción de daño, lo que viene a ser el daño que hago. Voy a saber un equivocado. Vale, tengo que curar a estos. Mira, he matado a estos dos. Este tiene cefalia, agotamiento y cefalia. Vale, eso creo que lo tengo. Vamos a ir ahora a dárselos. Y así consigo más experiencia todavía. Mira, nivel 28 ya. Está bien. Ya que estamos, voy a coger más de estos. Por lo menos totecara tengo que tener siempre. De acuerdo. Que como habéis visto ya tengo desbloqueadas todas las opciones de fármaco. Para poder curar cualquier enfermedad y todo eso. Hombre, cualquier enfermedad que me permite el juego. Mira, aquí es donde estaba el cadáver del Clay, del de la boina. Ya lo han recogido. Vale, a ver, tengo que ir a hablar. A ver, ¿era esta? ¿O era la de las gafas? son los 2 enfermeros de aquí dentro y después los 2 enfermeros de ahí fuera. Aquí está uno.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Nada, eso le preguntan todo.
Do you need my... would have been... There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Doctor.
¿Por qué se escucha tan raro esta mierda? Con la pareja Yorika... Ah, no, se estaba aquí, tú.
I'm quite busy.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
A ver, está aquí la enfermera.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse.
Vale, me falta el otro. Ah, aquí está.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I have no doubt about it. You are still ill all the same. Please, take this medicine.
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed. To be honest, I just did not take the time to diagnose myself.
Goodbye, Doctor.
De acuerdo, chicos. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Todo un poco mal, no sé por qué. Pero en fin, el episodio ya está completo, que es lo que quería hacer. Y vamos a dejarlo por aquí. La semana que viene, a ver si ya... Bueno, supongo yo que quedarán ya 2 o 3 episodios, así que nos veremos la semana que viene con otro más, que serían el 11. Entonces, chicos, si os ha gustado, dejad un like, un comentario, suscribiros y formar parte de esta familia de personitas, darle a la campanita para no perder ninguno de los vídeos de VAMPYR que vaya subiendo. Y nos vemos la semana que viene con otro vídeo, personitas. Adiós.